Welcome to the cave where we're bringing to you the first broadcast of Mishawaka High School girls basketball. We did volleyball season, Cam and I, a few times back in the fall. Now we're getting into the winter sports, girls basketball and wrestling being two of the earliest. Wrestling will be going on soon as well. We're starting off with girls basketball. We've got an entirely new team almost. We've got an entirely new coach as well. So should be a fun one in store. We'll go ahead and dive in. First, let me introduce ourselves. I'm Daniel Phillips. This is Cam Stokes. Cam, are you excited to get into this one?
I'm definitely excited, Daniel. Are you?
I'm always excited for a new girls basketball season. It's a pleasure to call these games. I had the opportunity to do it with Brady Gallo for 2 years in a row, which is great. Now he's moving on to Huntington, and now I'm here with you. So
Yeah.
the start of a little bit of a new era, both in the broadcasting booth as well as on the basketball court and the sidelines. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. Some things we want to cover going into this. We got about 15 minutes till varsity tip-off will take place. You see Laporte and Mishawaka warming up on their respective sides. Let's go ahead and dive into what else is new. Kim, we got a new head coach. What's his name?
His name is Justin Olberson.
Yes, Justin Overhalser
Thank
is
you,
our
Daniel. Thank you.
is the new head coach for Mishawaka girls basketball team, taking over for former head coach Chad Blasco, who coached for 4 seasons. Coach Overhalser is, holding the reins now, holding the keys to the Mishawaka girls basketball program, and he's looking forward to. He told us pregame actually, and in the interview, coach's show that we'll show in a little bit, if not already. He talked about his excitement being able to hold the keys to such a historic program and things like that, and historic school, and its 100th year, building history. So a lot of great things happening this school year, sports-wise, academic-wise. So, but yeah, we got to talk to him pre-game. I got to talk to him in the coach's show on Monday. We got to talk to him during media day.
Yeah.
Had that hype video that played a few times. That was really cool. I had a lot of fun making that one this week. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
That was definitely a good, fun one to go and film.
Yeah, no doubt. Very fun. Got to use a nice Ronin camera and everything. But back to Coach O. Coach was talking about how he's not very happy about the 0-2 start. They had a tough loss to St. Joe on Saturday. You and I were at that game.
Yes.
Lost that score 53-27. But he's talking about getting things back on track. And he said rebounding and taking care of the ball were the 2 things that he wanted to emphasize to his players that need to be executed throughout this contest facing off against Laporte. What are some other news as far as Mishawaka girls basketball, Kim?
It's a pretty young team for the most part. There is no longer Schaefer, David Obick, or Addie Brew, but you will still see her sister, Reese Brew. I believe Addie is now at IU Bloomington. Do you know where the other 2 girls are at?
I'm not quite sure. I know Asia Schaefer has a scholarship to go play basketball at a good basketball university. I apologize, I don't know the name for it, and I'm unaware of what Casher David Obick is doing now these days in 2024. But hopefully they're doing great things. I know Addie Brew, she's got her sister, like he said, playing point guard. Her father still is the principal of Mishawaka High School, and her mom teaches over at Bigger Elementary.
Yes.
So she's got a lot of people here still in her hometown supporting her, and I'm sure she's doing great things at IU Bloomington. We talked about Coach Blasco no longer being the coach, and we talked about Coach O maybe not having the start that he envisioned going into the season. They had their season opener against South Bend Riley on November 5th. That one was also a tough loss, score of 58-19. The Cavemen fell short. But Laporte and Mishawaka are pretty evenly matched as far as record and, roster-wise. So we're looking forward to this one. This may be a tight battle, or it could go either way. We've seen many games go that way in every sport, volleyball, basketball, whatever it is, football we've seen this year.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. It should definitely be a good game. We've got a little under 12 minutes remaining. We sent out a poll, Kim, asking a few questions for the players. Unfortunately, we did not get that information back yet. Not enough players have filled it out, but hopefully they will soon, and we'll check that out. But a lot of cool names. We met a lot of people at Media Day. You met some of them for the first time. I got to meet them again. One person I want to talk about that we met, not only a pretty good basketball player, but a very nice person off the court, Gracie Betzer. Somebody
Yes.
the daughter of defensive coordinator here at the high school for football. Coach Betzer, he does great things. So you want to tell us a little bit about what she's doing and what's special about this player?
Yeah, I've only seen her in one game, even at St. Joe, and I remember us even pointing out and having a conversation about her. I'm really looking forward to see her grow as a basketball player and just grow closer to her team. I know we've both seen her in the hallways around school, and she's made sure to say hi. Just an extremely nice girl on and off the court. And so, but like I said, I'm definitely excited to see where she goes throughout the season.
Especially considering that she's a freshman starting on varsity.
Yes.
She is listed as a starter for tonight. She's been starting all season, I assume. I know she started against St. Joe. So should be a good one. One thing I want to emphasize is the fact that the Cavemen are at home for the first time this season. And as we know, despite what coaches may or may not admit, usually the atmosphere does play a part. We see Tanaja Summer, somebody who might be starting if she were healthy. She has a little bit, she's got stitches in her head right now. She's letting those heal. I do not believe she will be playing in this game as she's not in her uniform at all. But hopefully she's healthy soon, back on the court. She put up some pretty good varsity numbers last year. She also played JV half the time as well. She performed really well.
And that was as a freshman.
Right, so she did well then too. So looking forward to seeing her back on the court this season and seeing what kind of impact she can bring to this Cavemen girls team. But is there anything else right now that you think we should talk about before we hit on the rest that we got?
Daniel, I don't think so. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see Betzer grow over the season, but especially this team, the team being a lot of, there's some juniors, but a lot of freshmen and sophomore this year. And, getting rid of seniors, so many seniors that they did, that can definitely be tough for a team. But I think under new leadership and new players having a little bit of fresh blood, maybe there will be a little bit of a difference this year.
We mentioned Gracie Betzer starting, the only freshman starting for the Cavemen. There are only 2 seniors on the varsity roster this year. Suppose last year where we had a lot more big names like Brew, David Ovick, and Schaefer, accompanied with some other seniors who have now graduated. But only 2 seniors on the varsity roster, which says this is a very young team, a team that needs time to develop. So it may take a few games here into this season. It may take a whole season to when these kids are upperclassmen. They got a lot more reps, real time, game reps, seeing who they're playing against, scouting their opponents throughout the years. So who knows? Maybe next year when Reese Brew and Holly Shine are seniors, and we've got Millie Mamalenti and stuff like that. Those players are juniors and seniors. We'll see a much different Cavemen girls basketball team. But I'm still confident that they can get a win here tonight. Let's talk about the relationship between Laporte and Mishawaka. So since the 2000-2001 season, Mishawaka is 11-12 against Laporte. So they've won 11 of those games throughout their matchups, and they've lost 12. So they're looking to tie it up here tonight. We also mentioned they're looking to get their first win of the year, which would be huge. Not only is it the first win of the year, but it's the first win in Coach O's coaching career here at Mishawaka. So them getting this win here tonight would mean so much, especially since it's here in the Cave, historic gym, oldest gym, active gym in the area. So we'll see what happens. A lot of great things here to come tonight. Fun matchup, fun NLC matchup. Got about 7 minutes until tip-off. While we got a little bit of time, let's kind of venture away from basketball a little bit. We've got something very big happening for Cavemen sports tomorrow. And what is that?
Yes, that is the regional football game. It's going to be here at Steel Stadium against New Prairie. I know I'm excited to be on the sidelines for that. Daniel, you'll be on the call with Evan Lynn. How are you feeling for tomorrow?
Very excited. One of the main reasons why I'm excited is because the Cavemen have a chance to do something that they haven't been able to do the past 2 years, and that's win a regional championship. They've gone 2 years in a row, and they faced Fort Wayne Schneider 2 years in a row, and they've fallen short. in that regional championship 2 years in a row. So now this is their third year. They've three-peated as far as sectional championships. They have an opportunity to take down New Prairie and win another trophy. They won a trophy last week in a huge nail-biter thriller against Northwood at Northwood down there in Napanee, Indiana. We were there on the sideline.
That game was absolutely crazy.
We were there on the sideline taking photos and clips and things like that for the team that we can use for projects and coaches shows and things like that. And little did we know we'd be in for one of the best games of the year, if not the best game of the year for the Cavemen. So that was a fun one. Yeah. Landon Snyder tossed a touchdown actually to his brother Jackson to fall 1 point short, and then they converted the 2-point conversion there to win the game with 11 seconds left. So huge one there. We're going to go ahead and head to a break, get that coaches show going. You'll see me and Coach O talk about what this season has in store. Welcome to the Mishawaka High School Girls Basketball Coaches Show. We're doing something a little different this week. We've got Coach O here, new head coach of the Mishawaka High School Girls Basketball team. Coach, how are you feeling so far, stepping into a new role just 2 games into the season as a new head coach here?
Yeah, I'm very excited for what the girls basketball program has coming along. You know, I've coached under some great coaches, Ryan Watson, Ron Hecklinski, Mike Megacy, and obviously Chad Blasco, who's helped me along the way. But I'm very excited for my first head coach gig.
Coach, despite the start here, 0-2 so far, how's the feeling in the locker room between you and the girls on the team here, despite the start that maybe you wouldn't have wanted?
Oh, the morale is great. You know, they come to practice, working hard. It's a learning experience. The majority of these girls are learning a little bit of a new system, some new plays, some new out of bounds plays, out of bounds under plays, stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be a learning curve, but the girls have responded very well.
That's great to hear. Got your third game here at home against Laporte. How are you guys preparing for that and feeling going into it on Thursday?
You know, you just got to play every game, play your hardest, you know, play 110%. I tell the girls all the time, you got to take care of the ball and you got to rebound. If you do those things, you'll be successful.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Coach. This has been the Mishawaka High School Girls Basketball Coaches Show this week, presented to you by Southwestern Michigan College. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Myself and Coach O had ourselves a nice little conversation about what the Cavemen girls basketball season has in store. I hope the fans enjoy it. I believe you and I will be calling it for the duration of the season, but eventually you'll be doing play-by-play instead of me, so you guys can take a break from hearing my voice all the time. But tonight, you're out of luck if you don't enjoy the sound of my voice, because I will be calling play-by-play for tonight. I look forward to it. It's always a fun experience every single time, no matter how many games I have called. We got Mr. Rendell and Evan Lynn taking stats for us tonight, so hopefully we'll be able to use those. They'll be helpful. Mr. Rendell said, and I quote, "I'm very, very good at football stats. We'll see how basketball goes." So we will see how basketball goes. We got starting lineups here. Starting off with the Laporte Slicers, we've got Samantha Shelton starting at guard. Here, right beside her in the backcourt is Sion Oheim. Then Sion Oheim, sorry. Actually, I think Cam Stokes has a correction for
It's Sayana Oheim.
Sayana, excuse me. I need to pay attention to that A. So that's the backcourt there. At forward, we've got Dallas Ritchie. And then the two.
We have Keila Roundtree.
And then we've got Elizabeth Wallace there at center. Now with the Cayman lineup. The backcourt features Reese Brew and sophomore Millie Memolenti. Center Grace Matherly. And the two forwards we have are
Grace Betzer and Holly Shine.
Those are your starting lineups. I apologize for the little bit of hesitation. I probably should have went over the plan of how we were going to go about naming the starting lineups, but we got it done nonetheless. Got less than 2 minutes remaining until varsity tip-off. Should be a good one, as I mentioned a few times, and you'll hear me say it a lot more throughout the game, because I want to get the fans as hype as possible. This is still Caveman girls basketball, a historic program, a program that's very good at what they do. So, looking forward to it. We got names like Samari Smith, a senior trying to leave her mark before graduating. And we've got young players like Gracie Betzer, who's trying to make a name for herself on the varsity roster. So a lot of storylines, which make for a lot of entertainment. Coach O, we were talking to him a little bit more pregame, and he really emphasized the Cavemen handling the ball. Now, he talked about rebounding as well, but he wants to make sure that they limit turnovers, as much as possible, because what turnovers means the stoppage of clock, but also the other team gets possession, and that's not what you want because they have the opportunity to get an edge over you. I want to mention something on the top right of your screen. You may see that there are some new Caveman jerseys, ones that have not been debuted until tonight. Those are some good-looking jerseys.
Those are.
Getting under the 30-second mark here. Less than 20 seconds, actually, to go until varsity tip-off. Both teams in their respective huddles getting ready to go. And we'll be getting player intros shortly for you. We'll leave that to the PA announcer, who's actually the father of a classmate of ours, Lucas DeWilkins. PA announcer is doing his intro, and the Laporte Slicers will begin here with their starting intros. But before that, we're going to go ahead and head to National Anthem. Be right back with the starting lineups. Welcome back as we sung the anthem for our beloved country. Here we got the daughter of a teacher of mine. Shout out to Miss Foley, AP Physics teacher. Looking forward to tomorrow's class. Kira Foley,
Yes.
her freshman daughter, will be one of the two camera people, getting our starting lineups for us.
You know, Daniel, the past couple of years, since I've started, since this is only my sophomore year, I've had comments about how we should have more girls joining, and I love seeing more female freshmen joining and getting the passion for sports, just like I have.
You see they're going through the Laporte lineups here. Always interesting to see the little handshakes they do there as their name gets called. It's going to do it for the Laporte lineups. Now on to your Mishawaka Cavemen. Man, this gets me hyped.
Absolutely. I don't know who wouldn't get hype after this.
And here they are, the Cavemen starting five. Starting off with guard Reese Brew. sophomore standout, Millie Mamalenti. Starting forward, junior Grace Matherly. Freshman standout, Grace Betzer. Last but not least, a friend of mine picking up high school basketball just for the second year this year, Holly Shine.
Which, speaking of, I noticed to our right a few signs. I know you know those girls over there with signs for Holly.
Yeah, always glad to see support here for K-men athletes. People with the signs. As we await tip-off, that's Grace Matherly facing off against 40 of the Laporte Slicers. That's Elizabeth Wallace. Head official blows the whistle, and now for the toss. Matherly's gonna win it for the K-men. Millie Mamalenti holds the reins for the K-men offense right now. Reese Brew thought about the shot, doesn't take it, dishes it over to Mamalenti instead. Brew's got it again, drives into the paint. Quick dish to Betzer, who's gonna take it right back outside and back to Brew. Brew working her defender, can't dribble, looking for somebody. Finds Mamalenti. Right corner. Getting double teams, finds her way through the teardrop. It's good. Mamalenti with the soft touch gets the K-men on the board, 2-0. Cross-court pass finds Wallace, and the post no good. Grace Matherly's gonna rebound. Mamalenti running the point, dishes it to Betzer. The shot is up, no good. Off the back rim. Reese Brew fighting for the steal, and she is successful. Racking up the stats. Lob to Matherly, who puts it up, and it's good. Grace Matherly extends the K-men lead to 4. Score 4-0. Number 20 dishes it to her teammate. That's 3, Samantha Shelton. Shelton and Ritchie passing it back and forth. That's now Oheim. Siona learned that a few minutes ago. That's how you pronounce her name. That one's going to go out of bounds. It's a turnover. K-men ball. The inbound, Holly Shine, the junior. Mamalenti crosses half court. Siona is her name. Siona Oheim. I'm going to get it right. Mamalenti, the 3. That's good. The K-men are on fire. Score 7-0. Shutting out the Slicer so far. Tip pass. Matherly there. Almost got a steal. The K-men are hot right now. They're feeling pumped. It'll stay Slicer ball. Shelton inbounds it to her teammate, Siona Oheim. Who's going to take the shot? Siona Oheim. She's going to miss that shot there. They're going to fight for the rebound. It's going to stay Slicer ball. The inbound, Oheim, the shot. Too long, no good. Holly Shine secures the rebound, dishes it to Betzer, who crosses the midcourt stripe. Tosses it to Matherly, off the glass, just off the rim, no good, but they have a second chance here. Betzer finds Mamalenti, who drives up there, finds Shine. The quick shot, it's good, nothing but net. The K-men have 9 points unanswered so far. That's Ritchie working on Betzer. The crossover, pull up, midi, no good. The rebound by Oheim. Gonna reset this Slicer offense. Dish in the post. That was to Roundtree, who gets fouled there and will now shoot 2 free throws. Free throws are a big part of the game. They're essentially free points. Roundtree gets the slicers on the board for the first time of the contest, making her first free throw here. Now for her second, it is good. The slicers now have 2 points. Your score is 9-2, Cavemen.
No, Daniel, I noticed a few of the girls have pink bows in their hair.
Yes, they do. Not sure why that is. That's Betzer short there. Rebound, slicers. Working up the court. That's Oheim looking for a lane. This is the Roundtree. The shot, no good. Holly Shine secures the rock for the Cavemen. And Valenti to Brew. She's going to get a call for a traveling violation there. Got to make sure you dribble that ball. Don't take more than 2 steps. Cam, I wonder if the pink bows has something to do with the volleyball calls a few months ago.
Maybe. I know a few of the teachers, like Mr. Randall, are participating in No Shave November.
Perhaps a cancer awareness purpose. That one's going to be out of bounds. It's going to head the way of the Cavemen as it touched a slicer last. Shine looking to inbound. Finds Brew. Mamalenti, quick dish to Matherly. Dishes it back to Mamalenti, drives in, teardrop, no good. Holly Shine with a second chance point, puts it right back up. Extends the Cavemen lead to 9. That's Oheim working on Brew. Dishes it to her teammate there, that's Richie. Hands it off to Shelton. Oheim thinking about it, decides to dribble instead. Great defense by Brew. And that's Wallace. Knocks it up and in off the glass with ease. Score 11-4 with 3:37 remaining in this first quarter. Mamalenti surveying the court. Dishes it to Besser. Dishes it inside the post there to Matterly, who's no good on the shot. That's Richie there handling the rock for the Slicers. Dishes it to Oheim. Siona Oheim, no good on the 3. Siona, excuse me. I'm going to get it right. Holly Shine, quick pass from Besser. No good on the shot. Rebound, Wallace. The Slicers take it the other way. Oheim dishes it away, but it's going to be a timeout. Half timeout. Should say 30-second timeout called by Coach O. Cam, what have you seen so far in this 11-4 Laporte Mishawaka game here?
Well, Daniel, a lot has happened so far. I mean, the Cavemen are already at 11 points. The Slicers at 4. There's definitely been some great communication going down on the court. And, you know, I've really been watching Reese Brew, especially right now. She's definitely one of the players to watch.
100% completely agree. A lot of great things happening right now. Grace Matterly making some plays. Missed that one over on the end in the post there, that jump shot. But other than that, she's been on fire, playing great on both sides of the ball. Betzer, a freshman, first home start. Passing the ball around very well. The Cavemen looking pretty good right now. That's Holly Shine here to inbound after the timeout. So Mari Smith checked in for the Cavemen. Mamalenti took a seat. Smith to Matherly. Quick dish to Brew's going to shoot the 3. No good, off the front rim and out of bounds, going the way of the Slicers. That's Richie with the ball there for the Slicers, taking the pass half court. That's Shelton. That's Oheim. Sayana Oheim with the three. Cuts down the Caveman lead to just 4. Reese Brew handling the rock. Passes it to Betzer. Thinks about shooting it. Says never mind. Off the hands of a Slicer defender. That was Roundtree. And going the Slicer way. Shelton driving in behind the back move there. It's going to result in a turnover, though. That pass attempt. Caveman looking to capitalize on that turnover. Matherly almost loses the rock. Quick pass, cross court to Betzer. No good on the 3. Rebound, Holly Shine put back up off the side of the backboard. Saves it, but falls in the hand of Roundtree. Shelton, quick pass to Oheim. The shot, midi, no good on the mid-range jump shot. Reese Brew is going to take the rock up for the Cavemen. Betzer finds Matherly, back to Betzer. Brew looking to make something happen, drives down the lane. Quick pass out to Betzer, no good from 3. Richie to Oheim. Oheim, way too much power on that 3-point attempt. Reese Brew with the head full of steam. One player to beat. Finds Matherly wide open. No good on the 3. Samari Smith trying to make the save. Instead, it's going to result in a turnover. Actually, no. I was going to say, it looked like that hit off the hands of a Slicer, and the referee will change his mind. It will be Cavemen ball. The Cavemen playing very well right now, but holding only a 4-point lead, despite being up 7-0 at one point. Shine, right elbow, no good on the jump shot. Kayla Yohn, a senior, has checked in to the contest, and Mamalenti back in as well, as Matherly and Brew have taken a seat. Kayla Yohn, excuse me. That's Oheim. He's going to inbound it for Shelton. Oheim, jab step. Shelton into the post for Roundtree. Bobbles it, but secures it. Back out to Shelton. Quick pass off the hands of Wallace, but into the hands of Richie. Too long on the 3-point attempt. Mamalenti tries to make the shot. No good. And that one, way too long. Not sure what it was there, why they're trying to make these quick passes. I understand there's only a few seconds remaining, but give yourselves more of a chance. Samari Smith inbounds it to Mamalenti, trying to find a way. Holly Shine's got it, wrapped up. Finds Samari Smith, somebody's got to shoot it. Mamalenti, the 3, too long. The Cavemen will end the first quarter. Final score, 11-7. Cam, anything you want to say?
You know, Daniel, I think we just got to wait to see what happens in the rest of the game. I really don't have much to say right now, honestly.
Okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and head to our first ad break of the evening. We will be back with more Cavemen basketball.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave as the quarter break is over. We've got some interesting signs there in the stands. Some softball players supporting some multi-sport athletes here in Grace Matherly and Holly Shine. Always great to see, as I mentioned earlier, athletes supporting each other. That's Oheim the inbound. Richie, quick pass to the corner. And that one's taken away. Nice steal by the Cavemen. Betzer surveying the court. That one almost tipped out of bounds. Mamalenti going to be fouled there. Got to be careful with those reach-ins. So Gracie Betzer will inbound it here. Mamalenti finds Betzer again. Back to Mamalenti, who's going to drive down the lane. No good, a little too much power on the attempt. That one lost off the hands of Mamalenti and out of bounds. Slicer ball.
Seems to be definitely quite a bit of aggression down on the court there from the Slicers.
And aggression can be both a good and a bad thing, especially in the sport of basketball. That one inbounded by Oheim. Roundtree. That one Sorowick. No good on the three. Matherly fighting for the ball. That's going to be a jump ball called. Possession arrow pointing the Cavemen way, so it will be Cavemen ball.
Thanks to our good friend, Mr. Dave Rendell over there.
Mr. Reynolds actually controlling the clock right now, but he is doing a great job. Gracie Betzer, the three, just short. Rebound by Matherly. Got lost in the sauce a little bit there. Called for a travel, had nowhere to go. Kind of being crowded in that double team between the two Slicer defenders. We've got several substitutions going on here. Betzer and Young will sit down. Holly Shine and Reese Brew will enter the game once again. Richie over to Wallace. Traveling violation called. Trying to set up for the three. Took one too many steps. Got called by the officials. Mamalenti walks it up the court. Reese Brew back to Mamalenti. Who's going to find Smith. Caveman passing the ball around. Good ball movement. Reese Brew finally the three, and it's good. Nice little switch there for Reese Brew. That one's heroic. No good on the three. Try to get one of her own. Reese Brew says, "You're not like me." The steal. Roundtree. Fast break. Looking for somebody. The Slicer settle down. Euro step. They're going to call the traveling violation. Not really sure if the Euro step is legal at high school basketball. I believe it is. Not sure if there's any other rules that go against it. But it's going to be Reese Brew and Millie Mamalenti playing catch here. Tamari Smith back to Mamalenti. Brew. Cross court to Smith. Finds Matherly in the post. But no good on her shot. Cross court pass to Roundtree from Oheim. No good on the layup. Grace Matherly's going to secure that rebound. Mamalenti over to Brew. Makes a nice move. Back to Mamalenti. The three, no good. Rebound, Matherly. Pass tipped away by Oheim, but recovered by Reese Brew. Mamalenti over to Smith. Back to Mamalenti. Over to Brew. Finds Matherly in the paint. Kind of made a panic pass there. Tried to get it to Holly Shine. Results in a turnover. Oheim, the three, and that one's good for Laporte Slicers as they narrow down this Caveman lead to just 4 points. Mamalenti Tries to find Matherly, is tipped by Sorok, but the Cavemen get the ball back, and Holly Shine nails a jump shot from the left elbow. Ritchie looking around, finds Oheim, Sayana Oheim, short there on the front rim. Taken back by Samari Smith. Tries to cross it over to her right hand, but loses the ball in the process. Roundtree with the head full of steam. No good on the layup attempt. Rebounded by Ritchie. Put back up, no good. And now it's Smith and Reese Brew settling things down for the Cavemen as they cross the half-court stripe. Quick pass, great pass to Holly Shine. No good on the layup attempt, but she's going to steal the ball right back out of Roundtree's hands. And we got a timeout called by the Cavemen. Let's see if we got here a full timeout, which means we're going to go ahead and head to a break, hear from a little bit of our sponsors here, be back with some more Cavemen girls basketball.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Thank you very much to our sponsor, Forte Waterproofing. Go ahead and go to Forte Waterproofing. If you got a leak in your basement or whatever you need done, Forte Waterproofing should be your first choice. Thank you very much for your sponsorship, allowing us to make these broadcasts free and available, to have these broadcasts in general.
Which also a thank you to Burton's Laundry. As you'll see, a lot of our crew is wearing shirts with Burton Laundry on the back.
Yeah, that is true. I was going to get to that a little bit later once we see their commercial, and also when we got a little bit of time to show off our nice little shirts. Mamalenti over the Brew, back to Mamalenti. Holly Shine looking around, over to Mamalenti. And that one's going to be stolen by Ritchie. Pass. No good on the three. That was Poulos on the attempt. It's going to be Caveman ball, as a foul is called on the Slicers. Mamalente walking it up for the Cavemen. Reese Brew looking around, finds Besser by herself, drives in instead. Teardrop, that one's good, nothing but net. Gracie Betzer extends the lead for the Cavemen. That shot, Sorowick, no good. On the three, rebounded by Wallace, but stolen away by Mamalenti. Head full of steam, has to be Oheim. No good on the layup, but rebounded by Betzer, who tried to find Holly Shine. It's going to be off the hands of Wallace. Caveman ball still. Sorowick's going to take a seat for Laporte. Shelton's going to check back in the game. Reese Brew over to Grace Matherly, who finds Brew again in the paint. Tries to go for a little hook shot, but is blocked on the attempt. Slicers take it back with Shelton. Shelton. And that one, a three, is going to be called out of bounds. That was Poulos on the attempt again. He shot 2 threes, has yet to make one so far. But as they say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Reese Brew inbound to Mamalenti. Over to Betzer. Now finds Shine, who gets out of trouble and hands it to Brew. Finds some space off the glass. Reese Brew, nice little jump shot there. Extends the Caveman lead to 10. Oheim, quick dish over to Shelton. The three, that one's good. Score now 20-13. The Cavemen lead. Mamalenti finds Brew. Back to Mamalenti. Brew the shot. That one's no good. Oheim's got it. Now, Cam, I'm seeing a lot of threes being shot here as Richie's going to go ahead and knock that one in for the layup. But not a lot being made. Reese Brew made one a little bit earlier. But threes are hard to make.
Absolutely.
Besser finds Yawn, who dishes it quickly to Shine. No good. That one's Shelton handling the ball for the Slicers. Gonna get herself out of trouble and find Oheim, who dishes it to Richie. Richie working on Betzer. Fancy dribbling moves there for the layup finish. Richie with a nice little 1-2 combo. Cuts down the Cavemen lead to 3. They now only trail by 3. The Slicers do. That shot no good by the Cavemen. Reese Brew's gonna take it. That foot was out of bounds, and it will go the other way. Got some substitutions as Wallace is gonna take a seat for the Slicers. And we got number 40, Wallace is gonna come in, and Grant, who I apologize, I've been calling you Wallace this whole game long. She's gonna take a seat. That ball is gonna fall out of bounds, last touched by a Slicer, so it will be Caveman ball. Mamalenti running the point. Finds Betzer, who's gonna dish it right back to Mamalenti. Finds Brew in trouble with the double team. Off the hands of Mamalenti and into the hands of Oheim.
Daniel, while you're talking about substitutions there, Shelton also went and sat down for the Laporte Slicers.
That's right. I apologize. I wasn't able to see who subbed in for her. But thank you for catching that. The officials right now having a conversation over what that call may be. Going over it. As we know, officiating plays a huge part in the outcome of a contest. So it will be called a jump ball.
And we learned earlier that the average age for a referee is 65, I believe?
65 years old. So as that's the jump ball, the possession arrow was pointing in the direction of the Port Slicers. So it will be their ball. Roundtree working the paint. Spins, shoots, no good. That one is going to go the Caveman way. A foul called on the Slicers. But first, a conversation between Coach O and the official, as you can see here on your screen, going over what calls are made or any other questions he may have. Holly Shine's going to inbound it, and Mamalenti's going to walk it up. Mamalenti, a sophomore who performed very well in her freshman year. Reese Brew, it's going to be called out of bounds. She tried to knock it off the face of Richie there. Hopefully her nose is okay. It looked like it hurt. She's going to go ahead and handle the ball to the Slicers. Finds Oheim. Oheim pump fakes. Dishes it to Richie instead. No good. Rebound. Roundtree. No good. Caveman ball. As Holly Shine secures possession, and Mamalenti was not aware of what was on the shot clock, on the clock in general rather. Doesn't throw up a shot, and that's going to end your first half as we have a 10-minute break. Cam, anything you want to say before we're going to go to Commissioner's Corner here and hear from our IHSA Commissioner, Paul Neidig?
You know, I know it's definitely been a big deal, especially for Coach O to get his first win of the night. Right now, the Cavemen are up. I mean, like we've talked about a lot, this game is not over. The game can go either way, and as long as the Cavemen keep it together, I've seen a lot of great communication and a lot of great plays made from both the Cavemen and the Slicers. But as long as the Cavemen keep it up, they have a great opportunity to win this game tonight.
So, game looks like a pretty good start so far with the 3-point lead to this Laporte-Mishawaka matchup. We're going to go ahead and head to Commissioner's Corner with our very own IHSA Commissioner, Paul Neidig.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell, along with Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, we have wrapped up with the volleyball championships last week. We've wrapped up our fall sports offering. And let me congratulate you, the entire IHSA staff, and the member institutions for a fantastic fall sports offering. Great competition, tremendous championships, and we continue to be dazzled by unbelievable individual performances, irrespective of the sport, around the state.
Yeah, I tell you, volleyball weekend was really pretty special at Worthing Arena at Ball State University. And we had, for the first time since 2017, all 4 of our matches were completed in 3 games. But that's not an indication of how the matches were still highly competitive and very good matches. We had an incredible crowd that showed up this weekend to watch volleyball. And, again, there were several girls that played last weekend that are going to make a noise and put their mark on a national stage in volleyball. And it's just, again, quality of our student athletes in the state of Indiana, it's special. It's really good. So, yeah, we're excited about it. We're ready to move on, and we got a little football tournament still we're rolling with.
Unbelievably, we're at the regional round of football. Where did the time go, for heaven's sakes?
I still remember our first show in August, Coach, and we said it would be here before we know it, and we're to the stage. We're trying to figure out if we're going to have pumpkin pie or pecan pie here at Thanksgiving coming up, but we're also going to be playing some football, and we're here. We got 3-week march now to get to the state finals, and I know our teams are ready. Sectional round is done, but regional round, I promise, will not disappoint if you get out to a game.
Paul Condry and I, during the pairing show, I think talked about the balance throughout each class. Maybe 1 or 2 have clear-cut favorites, but not by much, I would suppose. And I think that balance has been on display not only through the regular season, but through the first rounds of the tournament. I
think that's exactly right. And again, it's a tribute to our coaches and our communities and our kids. But, we do have a lot of balance, and we'll have some people we'll have some upsets this weekend, and we'll have some teams that show up at Lucas Oil, the home of the Colts, which will be probably the first time they've been here, or at least first time in many years. And the good news is, Coach, we've got pretty good weather coming in here, and so Friday is going to be rain is minimal, and we're going to have nice enough weather that we don't have to get our really big winter coats out, and it'll be a great night to go out and watch high school football.
I can't think of anything better than to go out. And remember, when you put that $5 down or whatever it is for a tournament, when you put that money down, that money goes back to the institutions involved. This is how these schools make their money. It's how they are able to operate a sports program. So you may think it's insignificant. It clearly is not when you are out there individually supporting the efforts of each one of the institutions.
Yeah, it is. It does. Makes a big difference. We are our schools, when it comes to how they operate their athletic programs, when it comes to equipment and things that the students need, that's funded by people who show up at the gate. It's not tax dollars, and as we are a not-for-profit entity, our schools have to run the majority of their athletic programs based upon a gate receipt, people buying a ticket. So that's why it's so important to get out and buy that ticket and support your local school.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Regionals this week. We encourage you to get out there, be great sports about it, and support the student athletes in your community. Paul, I'll look forward to taking time next week and talking more about what's going on in the IHSAA. Thank you so much for your time.
Excellent, Coach, and thank you for your support of student athletes in this great state.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the cave. If you're just now joining us, I'm Daniel Phillips alongside Cam Stokes. We've got some stats for you. Starting off with the Slicers, they are 6 and 25 from the field, so 6 for 25, not great. Not a great percentage there. 27%, so 2 points as far as 2 points. So regular field goals, and then 3-point percentage right now is 21%. So we talked about they've been shooting a lot of threes. A lot of them haven't been going in. Free throws, though, they are 100%, 2 for 2. They have 9 turnovers, but we've seen a lot of turnovers so far throughout this contest, a total of 22. What are the K-Men stats, Cam?
You know, they have 930, which is definitely better than where the Laporte's at right now. I mean, I don't know too much about stats, honestly, but that's
okay.
All right. For the 2-point, they got 35%. For 3 points, they have 20%. And the K-Men have 13 turnovers.
So not great as far as turnover from a turnover standpoint, but let's go ahead and do some individual player stats. Holly Shine has a total of 6 points. She's 3 for 9 from the field. And we've got Reese Brew here. She's playing pretty well. She's only taken 2 2-point field goals, but she's 50%. She's made 1. And 3 points. She made a 3-point, 33 3-point percentage, 1 for 3. Millie Mamelanti, the point guard, 2-point field goal. She's 1 for 4, 25%. And 3-point field goals, 1 for 3, 33%, total of 5 points in the contest. Now, number 20, Oheim of the Laporte Slicers has a total of 6 points. She has missed all of her 2-point field goals, 2 for 5 from 3, though, 40%, not too bad. So that's gotten her 6 points. Seeing a little bit of stats. We're seeing a lot of missed three-pointers. You know what I was talking about? You know, Cam, they're taking a lot of three-point shots, but I'm not seeing a lot go in. That just translated on the stats. We just saw how we have not seen a lot of three-point shots go in. We've seen a lot attempted. What is the biggest problem with that?
You know, Daniel, I've noticed a lot of those 3-point shots that have been attempted have almost been, like, out of panic and just trying to rush the clock. I mean, was it the first quarter that we saw that there were 3 times that shots like that tried to be made and just they weren't able to get there?
Yeah, I like that terminology used as far as panic shots. When you have, there's no play clock in high school basketball, but when you're thinking, oh, wait, I have the ball, I need to make something happen. And instead of thinking, let's pass it, let's cut, let's get free layups and stuff like that, which they have not done a great job of making, layups which are almost as close to free throws as free points as possible, you know? And so shooting those threes, they're fun. We love watching Steph Curry go crazy and make shots from 40, 50 feet, but not everybody is Steph Curry, and this still is high school basketball, and you still want to win. So shooting that many threes, you know, obviously mid-range, it's a lot more likely that you're going to make that shot than a three-point shot. Why? Because of the distance. So we'll see if the head coaches on both sides, Laporte and Mishawaka, decide to tell their players, hey, stop shooting so many threes, take a deep breath, and run our offense, or if they just let them play ball. Whether they do or not will make a huge impact on whether, you know, on the outcome of this game in general. I personally believe so far, based on what we've seen, that even despite the three-point shots not being made, the K-Men are still a better team. At least that's how it looks right now. But there's still a whole other story to tell in the second half, and we'll see what happens as we've got about 30 seconds remaining until we kick things back off.
You know, Daniel, we talked about the announcer tonight being Lucas's dad. I gotta say, he does have a pretty good music playlist. I've heard quite a bit of Taylor Swift. tonight.
Believe it or not, that's actually not his playlist. I've heard rumors that for the past couple of years, they have been letting the girls basketball players pick the playlist. So that may be why you're hearing some, Taylor Swift. We might have some Swifties on the court playing for the Cavemen right now.
I know as a Swiftie myself, I am definitely not complaining.
Nor am I. Taylor Swift, I don't care what you say. It's good music. Holly's trying to inbound to Millie Mamalenti. Grace Betzer looking around. As you notice, the Cavemen has flopped sides of the court after the half break. Millie Mamalenti on the floater off the glass. That one's good. Getting the Cavemen started off real well. Oheim pump fakes, makes Mamalenti jump, dishes it to Wallace, who's going to put it up and get fouled on the way. She's going to shoot 2 free throws. Free throws are very huge. Got to make sure you make those. They're 2 for 2 so far, 100%, exactly where you want to be. They only had 1 trip so far.
Daniel, speaking of, I know before now we were talking about the cheerleaders, and as a former cheerleader myself, when I think of these free throws, especially when it's the opposing team, that's one thing I think of is the cheerleaders.
Yeah, anytime as Wallace is going to miss her second, she's going to get called for a free throw violation that she stepped over the line. That's something you don't want to see at all, but definitely not from a varsity player. But she does get her first free throw. That one does count. They're going to move on. Caveman ball. But yeah, when I see free throws in basketball, especially here in the Cave, I think of the cheerleaders stomping their feet to rattle the free throw shooter on the opposing side. Reese Brew from Mamalenti to Betzer to Shine, back to Brew. Brew makes a man miss. Air balls the 2-point attempt, but rebound by Betzer and Shine. Betzer, the nice athletic save. Shine's going to keep it in play. Going to be called for a jump ball. Possession arrow is going the way of the Slicers, so the Slicers will retain possession. Oheim inbounded that one to Shelton, who's going to find Richie. Back to Shelton, the 3, way short. A save by Wallace. Over to Roundtree, who makes a very brave effort. It's going to result in a shooting foul, and she will shoot 2 free throws. She's got 2 shots here. Want to make sure they make free throws here. Make sure to pay attention to that line. She's going to make her first. She actually scored the first 2 points of the game for the Slicers. The shot. That one is good. So she goes perfect on that trip and her first trip. Mamalenti over to Betzer by Shine on the shoulder pass. Millie Mamalenti, the 3, the Caveman. Starting off the second half pretty well. Oheim dishes it to Roundtree. Roundtree working on Mamalenti. Finds Richie wide open, pump fakes. Goes up for layup, no good. Roundtree back up, no good. Mamalenti surveying the floor. Finds Betzer, who finds Shine, who finds Matherly, who could not find the basket on that one. But Smith is going to rebound to Shine again. Gaines redemption there on that layup off the glass. Shelton over to Oheim, pump fakes. Finds Richie, the teardrop. Floater, no good. That's Mamalenti. Smith over to Matherly. Oheim tried to steal the ball there. Going to result in a jump ball possession arrow favors the Cavemen. Gracie Besser looking to inbound, finds Matherly, the junior. Over to Mamalenti. Shifty handles. Back to Betzer. Back to Mamalenti. Putt fakes. Finds Betzer again. The shot. Is this one good? No, off the front rim. Nearly a rebound from Matherly, who's going to wrestle there. Another jump ball. And somebody's on the ground. I believe that's Wallace. Took a hard fall. Hopefully she's all right. Injuries are not what you want. Look like she's going to shake it off and be okay. And Oheim will inbound it for the Slicers. Whistle is blown. Asking the girls to come back. Actually, we had a substitution come in as Wallace is not feeling too good. Got number 32, Poulos, coming in.
Just like the baseball player on my favorite team, Daniel.
I know you're a Cardinals fan, but that is Albert Pujols, which is a little bit different. There is a J in there, but yes, very similar. Yes, I know Cardinal baseball better than you. How does it feel?
That's...
Mamalenti drives in. No good, off the backboard. Shelton, cross-court pass, slips through the hands of Oheim and out of bounds. But looks like they say, the officials say, touch the caveman last. Got some people checking in here, some new faces, as Oheim and others going to take a seat. We've got Burton checking in. That a shot. No good from Poulos. Mamalenti having herself pretty good game. Good ball movement. Matherly couldn't finish the job at the rim. That one on the ground. Another jump ball. This time, possession arrow in the favor of the Cavemen. Betzer passes it to Matherly, who dishes it to Smith, who almost loses possession but regains it. Great defense from Shelton, who's going to get the steal there. Plays off of the weaknesses of Smith, but that one was stolen right back from her. Mamalenti, cross-court pass into the hands of Matherly. Went through the hands of Poulos. Matherly is going to get fouled there. Caveman ball. Cam, you were talking about aggression a little bit earlier and how it can be both a beneficial and detrimental thing. Right there, it was certainly detrimental. Matherly has got it. Dishes it to Smith. To Betzer, the three, no good. Betzer really trying to get it going on from the three here, but slow start. That one was Roundtree, her attempt. She's going to get fouled. Shoots some more free throws. She is 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Cam, am I crazy, or is the American flag on the back of the Laporte Slicer jerseys?
It is. Daniel, I was about to say that you were crazy, but you would be correct. Took me a minute to realize what that was.
No good on the second free throw. Cavemen lead, score 27-20. A little less than 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Brew over to Betzer. Betzer tried to find Shine. It's going to be off her hands and going the Slicer way. That one's going to go the other way. Caveman ball.
Daniel, we got to give a quick shout-out to my mom and dad. My mom's watching the live stream, texting me over here about Daniel.
Yeah, Miss Stokes, if you are watching, you could, if you rewind it, I did say Albert Pujols does have a J in it, which is why I said that the name was said wrong. It wasn't just like Albert Pujols, as Matherly's going to go ahead and score it there. I promise, Miss Stokes, I did get it right. Cam just thought it was just like Albert Pujols. It's not, I promise. Matherly to steal. Fast break. Caveman, pass too high. Reese Brew didn't even have an opportunity to make the play there. Substitution comes in. Oheim is going to check in for Shelton. Once again, thank you to Ms. Stokes for watching the live stream. We appreciate it. A consistent viewer of Mishawaka Network live streams. Oheim takes up the court for the Slicers. Slicers pass it around. Find someone in the post. That's Burton, who's fouled on the way and will shoot two. Burton gonna shoot her shot. First free throw, no good. Holly Shine is going to check in for Grace Matherly. Cam, you don't have too much basketball knowledge yet, but you will soon. What do you know about basketball that you like? As Burton's going to miss that free throw there, and Grace Matherly and Wallace are going to wrestle for possession, jump ball, slice her way.
What I like about basketball, honestly, I especially like girls basketball. Like I talked about earlier, I love seeing girls get into sports, especially, stuff like this. Just seeing women take their place in sports. Women's basketball has become a very big topic lately as Caitlin Clark has come up playing for Indiana Fever, actually. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I'm a former cheerleader. I've cheered my whole life. I've cheered at basketball games. I cheer at football games. And just the environment is super fun to be at.
I bet. I love sports as well. It's definitely an atmosphere like no other. The fans, whether it be golf or football, the fans are electric at all times. Richie's going to inbound it there for the Slicers. Oheim drives in, foul on the way.
I would say, you think high school basketball would not have that many spectators, or not basketball, golf. I think high school golf would not have that many spectators, but I've been there, I've seen it for myself. Y'all get quite a lot of people watching.
We get fans, and for a good reason, as Oheim is going to nail the first free throw.
I like to think I'm, Mishawaka Golf's #1 fan.
Oheim's going to go perfect in that trip. Yeah, if you're looking to go see some great teenagers play great golf, go ahead and show up at Everhart Metro Golf Course.
You can see Daniel Phillips there in the flesh.
Yours truly. Meet a celebrity while you're at it. Besser tries to find Yawn. That one's out of bounds. It's going to go the other way. That's Richie there, taking it up for the Slicers. Oheim, quick pass to Burton. Tries to throw it into the post, but it's tipped and stolen by the Caveman. Reese Brew trying to handle it the best she can. Quick pass to Matherly. The three, no good. We got some Caveman basketball players. The names of Spencer Weston, Trevin Gogler, Brandon Pete, and more. Oheim finds Richie, sets a screen. Double teamed by Betzer and Brew. Oheim through the hands of Wallace on the pass, falls out of bounds, Caveman ball. Your score is 29-22, and we are just 1 minute and 47 seconds away from the end of this third quarter. I apologize. Need an update on time a little bit more because I realize that you guys do not have the privilege of seeing the time remaining as that turnover going to be forced there by the Slicers. Oheim looking around, finds Ritchie. Back to Oheim, pump fakes. And that's a traveling violation called there. Oheim didn't really think about it, got a little too antsy. Let her feet go a little too far in front of her. Left the rest of her body behind on that one. Smith inbound to Brew. Over to Smith again, looking around. Brew surveying the offense. Brew and Smith playing catch right now. Again, as it continues, Smith breaks the cycle, finds Matherly, who passes it over to Farhan. Smith to Betzer. Betzer to Farhan. Quick pass to Brew, tries to get out of that trap and does successfully. Smith, quick pass to Matherly, turnaround jump shot, no good, but rebound, Farhan. And she's gonna get called on the traveling violation. You gotta make sure if you're gonna pivot, you stay on that pivot foot at all times. Cannot lift that foot up or else it is a traveling violation. That shot, deep three. Oheim nails it, wow. That's some serious range on that shot. 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Score 29-25, Caveman. Smith finds Farhan, double teamed by Oheim, and Roundtree results in the steal. Ritchie, fast break, led by Ritchie, and the layup attempt. No call there. She's gonna be called Caitlin Ball. Not really sure what happened. The ball didn't really travel that far away from her horizontally, but went pretty high up in the air. Smith inbounds to the bench, back to Smith, trying to get a shot, and Farhan can't secure the pass. It's gonna go out of bounds. Slicer ball with 10 seconds and 0.8 of a second remaining. Oheim got the ball, head full of steam. Quick shot, lobs it up there, no good. Roundtree tries to lay up and gets fouled on the way. So she'll shoot two with just 0.1 of a second under 4 seconds. It's a fancy way, an overcomplicated way of saying there's 3.9 seconds remaining in this third quarter. First free throw is good. Roundtree trying to cut down this Cayman lead to 2 points on this free throw. And it's good. Less than 4 seconds remaining. Reese Brew stolen by Roundtree. The layup, it's good. And Laporte ties it up at the last second in the third quarter. We've got a tie game on our hands at 29 seconds. Laporte storms back once down by 7 points. That's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll be back with the start of the fourth here on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Daniel Phillips alongside Cam Stokes. If you're just now joining us, a lot has happened as we have a tie game on our hands. But separating from basketball a little bit, Cam, you want to tell us who's on crew for us here at the Mishawaka Network?
Yeah, so as well as Mr. Rendell, our boss, we also have Evan Lynn doing stats. Ryan Ecker and George Williams are up here top with us doing your top camera that you're seeing. Max is running the TriCaster. Sean is running those graphics that you see on your screen. Eli's down on the floor. And Kira is down doing what I normally do, doing photos.
Hey, shout me out too. I do photos sometimes. And that's going to be a foul there. Caveman ball. Betzer's going to inbound. Matherly's got it. Looking around for somebody off the foot of Mamalenti into the hands of Betzer, off the head of Roundtree, and they'll say Caveman ball.
You know, tonight we've seen quite a few balls and elbows going in the faces.
Yep. Matherly backing down. Roundtree double team. Finds Betzer open. 3. That one's good. She's got one on the board. The freshman gets her 5th point of the night. Oheim and the Slicers moving real fast. Results in a turnover. That pass from Richie just not on target. So it'll be Ali Shine inbounding it to Mamalenti. Cayman allowed the Slicers to come back and tie it up. Now have a 3-point lead. The Cayman do. They want to keep extending that and not let the Slicers have the opportunity that they had in that third quarter. Believe it or not, the score at halftime was 20-17 Cavemen. After steal for the Slicers, Burton, no good on the layup. But Roundtree's going to get it back. Walls gets a shot, no good. Rebound, Matherly. Mamalenti drives in and gets fouled on the way. Masterful work from the point guard there, driving the lane. Knew she was either going to make that layup or she's going to draw a foul there. And she did, in fact, draw a foul. She got an opportunity to extend the Cayman lead by 2 points. That one's good. The first one, Mamalenti. Number 10 for the Cavemen has 11 points for the Cavemen. See if she can make it 12. And she won't as it bobbles in and out. Rebound, Roundtree. Oheim looking around. Finds Grant. Tipped by Matherly. And into the hands of Shine. A foul called on the Slicers. On Roundtree. It's Caveman ball. Timeout called by the Slicers. We're going to keep it here as we've got some time. A lot is going on here. We can see Coach Blasco's son and actually some more kids that are a part of Mishawaka basketball. And they've also been helping out with free throws. The Slicers have shot a lot of free throws so far. And that little part of the cheering section for the Cavemen have been screaming and yelling and doing whatever they can to offset their free throw attempts. We see that Caveman huddle there. Not sure what Coach O is going over. I'm assuming it has something along the lines of, let's get more points on the board. Let's keep doing what we're doing and take care of the ball like he was talking about early on. Pregame when he was talking to us. Mamalenti working on Oheim. Got to get past that half-court stripe, and she does. Quick pass to Ali Shine. Shine short on the shot. Reese Brew kicks it out to Betzer over to Mamalenti. Mamalenti almost loses control of the dribble, but regains it. Brew. Double teamed. Finds Betzer. Over to Matherly. The layup good off the glass. Grace Matherly racks up the Caveman total to 35 with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Grant thinks about it, travels while doing so. Caveman ball. A lot of the reason the main reason I should say that the Cavemen are up right now is they've been capitalizing on those slicer mistakes. And if that's what you want to win, if that's how you play, you will win. You gotta, attack your opponent's weaknesses which they have done pretty well all game long, but they have had some weaknesses of their own. Amalenti. That one's out of bounds. Cayman ball here. Traveling violation called on Millie Mamalenti. It'll be slicer ball. I didn't get the shower when I was at home. Oheim. Over to Grant. Tries to get it to Wallace. It's going to fall out of bounds instead. Mamalenti finds Betzer. Oh, we're back to Mamalenti. Guarded by Ritchie. Brew guarded by Oheim. Jab stepping, pivoting all over the place. Mamalenti finds lane. Floater, no good, in and out. Back up by Matherly, no good. Holly Shine fighting for that rebound. Jump ball called in favor of the Slicers. Ritchie brings the ball up the court, passes it to Grant, over to Roundtree. Her layup attempt no good. Rebound, Betzer, who fights for it, gets bobbled out of her hands through Roundtree, into the hands of Holly Shine, who secures it. Mamalenti and the Cayman offense looking to get something going. Mamalenti, the shot, no good, in and out. And that's going to be a violation called on the Cayman. Traveling. Oheim will inbound it here for the Slicers with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Timeout, actually, called by the Slicers. See if it's full or half. It will be a full timeout. So with that, we will head to a commercial break and be back shortly here with more Cayman girls basketball.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back to the Cave. Thank you once again to our presenting sponsor, wow. Forte Waterproofing. Any water business you need solved, call Forte Waterproofing, man. Please keep sponsoring us even though I'm not able to say your name properly right now. The Slicers trail by just 6 points. The Caymen score 35-29 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter and in this contest. Ritchie over to Oheim, guarded by Mamalenti. Cross-court pass to Grant. No good on the three. Will fall out of bounds, going the Cayman way. Shine's going to inbound it here. Mamalenti over to Brew. Need to get past that half-court stripe. And they do. Over to Shine. Cross-court. Nowhere really in the area of Grace Matherly. Not the best pass on Holly Shine's part. A lot of this is exactly what you were saying earlier about the threes, the panic shots. These are panic plays. You got to make sure you keep your head on the swivel and you're moving as quick as you can, but also staying calm and making the right plays. Right there, that was Grant. Air ball on the 3. Going the other way, Caveman. Mamalenti, wow. Putting their body on the line. Shooting foul called on the Slicers, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. I got to tell you, that sophomore, Millie Mamalenti, both last year and showing it this year as well, she is quite the player. Team player, individual player, in all aspects of the word, she is quite the player. Mamalenti, no good on the free throw. Millie, if you watch this, I apologize if I jinxed you a little bit there, but you're still a good player.
It's the commentator's curse, man.
Mamalenti, her second free throw. To extend it to 7, excuse me. And she will. Came in now lead by 7 points over the Slicers. Oheim, quick fake. Nice little move on the layup, no good. And then Roundtree gets fouled on her way up, and she'll shoot 2. She's had a pretty good day from the charity stripe, over 75%. I'm aware, I know that for sure. Not quite aware of the exact percentage. That ball shot no good, toilet bowled out. Roundtree, the shot. That one's good on the free throw attempt. Cutting down the Caveman lead to 6 now. Reese Brew double team. Matherly's got a lane, doesn't take it, decides to pass to Betzer instead. Betzer tries to fit it in between Richie and Shine, ends up being the steal. Ojai moving fast, hands it off to Roundtree, no good, too long on the midi attempt. Holly, nice little crossover, quick pass to Brew. Brew over to Mamalenti. Back to Brew. Brew met by the brick wall. That is Roundtree. Gets in the hands of Betzer. Got a timeout called by Coach O. Coach Overholzer wanted some time. We're going to keep it here as we've got just a 30-second timeout here. Score is 30-36. We've got just under 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. How are you feeling, Cam, so far?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I will say, after the St. Joe game and that loss, I was a little nervous for what this game would look like. But I gotta say, these girls have pulled out and definitely impressed me quite a bit.
And they've impressed me as well. I'm sure Cayman fans and especially Coach O, as well as the players, are hoping that they pull this one out here with 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Betzer, the inbound to Mamalenti. Looking around, tries to find Betzer, is tipped off the hands of Grant. Still Cayman ball. Betzer to inbound. Quick pass to Matherly. Matherly looking for somebody, anybody. Finds Holly Shine wide open for the nice little layup off the glass. Matherly playing some good defense. Again, she stops Grant. Into the hands of Richie, though. Tipped out by Reese Brew. Head full of steam. Nobody ahead of her. Roundtree the man to beat. And she gets it. Reese Brew avoids the contact and lays it up and in for the Cavemen, extending their lead to 10. Grant no good on the 3 attempt. Rebounded and secured by Holly Shine. That's Mamalenti taking it up. Brew quick pass to Matherly. Matherly tipped out of her hands into the hands of Wallace. Shine steals it. Traveling called. Can't move around like that when you got the ball in your hands, even if you are on the ground. So it will be Slicer ball. Oheim inbounds it to Richie, back to Oheim. Back to Richie. Looking around. That's Roundtree off the glass, off the rim, back on the court. No good. Oheim stolen by Gracie Betzer. who finds Shine, who finds Mamalenti. Got a timeout called by Coach Overholser. Got a full timeout in our hands. Let's maybe hear from a few of our sponsors or maybe IHSAA. We'll be back with more Caveman girls basketball on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave as we have less than 10 seconds remaining in our timeout break called by Caveman Coach O. Got a minute 42 remaining in this one. Caveman lead by 10 points. So they are in good shape. They're hoping to put this one away here at home. Always nice to win that home opener. Nice screen by Betzer. Mamalenti tries to get loose. Another screen by Brew. Can't shake Roundtree. Tries to fit it, a pass through, but stolen by Roundtree. And then a foul called on Holly Shine, trying to get it back there. This one inbounded by Richie. Ohan driving in, quick pass. She's going to get called. Got a foul on her, Mamalenti. That one's on her. Ohan, no good on the three. Secured by Shine. Holly. Shine called for a travel. Richie to inbound for the Slicers. 1:21 remaining. That one over to Oheim. Back to Richie. Back to Oheim. Her shot, no good. She had that one deep three, Kim. Not very much to speak of since then, as Roundtree lays that one in and cuts in to the Caveman lead, taking it down to 8. Reese Burr looking around, finds Shine. Shine finds Mamalenti. Mamalenti crosses half court. Matherly, back to Mamalenti. Over to Shine, backing her defender down, turn around, jump shot, and that one's good. Extends the Caveman lead back to 10 points. That one was Oheim on the attempt. Wallace now Roundtree, no good. Will they get the ball back again? No, it'll be off the hands of a Slicer. Caveman ball. Oh, excuse me, last touch by the Caveman, the officials will say. Richie will inbound. Oheim, the shot, good, and one. Should have an opportunity to turn that one into a 3-point play. Oheim turns it into a 3-point play, converts the 3-point play on the and one. Caveman lead only by 7 now with less than 30 seconds remaining. Got to get it past half court. Make a pass. They'll get there just in the nick of time. Mamalenti will get fouled. And she'll shoot 2 now. Apologize for the silence. I was trying to look at the ref signal on who the Slicer was that fouled Mamalenti on her way up. Nonetheless, she will shoot 2 free throws. And the first one is good. Cavemen now lead by 8. She's got 13 points in the game. Valenti going through her routine. The shots. Good. Free throw. Nothing but net. Cavemen lead by 9. 20 seconds remaining. Cross-court pass to Wallace. Her shot. No good. Grant. Rebound. Burton, excuse me. Gonna put it back up and score.
Here is where you'll see a lot of those panic plays come in, especially with such little time left in that game.
Matherly. Stolen by Roundtree. Time expires, and the Cavemen will take the win here. Score 44-37. The Cavemen got a little scary there for a second, but they somehow got it done. I shouldn't say somehow. They got it done because they know how to play ball. They got it done here. Home opener, Coach O gets his first victory in his Cavemen coaching career. We've got our very own Matt Rendell getting ready to go. He will find a player to interview here post-game. We'll get that to you eventually. But Cam, before we get his interview with Millie, please talk about real quickly what you like from the Cavemen throughout this contest.
You know, this is only the second game that I've seen, the third game of the season. But even just from the last game to this game, I've noticed so much more communication coming from the team. I've brought that up quite a few times during this game. And just how fluid everything works and how well all the girls work together. And that has definitely come to being a benefit for the team.
That's awesome. We're going to go head down to Matt Rendell for his interview with Millie Mamalenti, somebody who scored 13 points in the game here.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Welcome to the floor here. Matt Rendell here with Millie Mamalenti. Big game tonight, big win. How is it playing here at the Cave?
Yeah, it's definitely very exciting. You know, this year is a rebuilding year for us. We have a young team, so it's definitely going to take more time. Happy for this first win, and I cannot wait for our future games.
Yeah, only a couple seniors. You guys played a lot of minutes. You had some big free throws down the stretch. You guys got out to a tough start the season, but you really came through tonight. What's it like to win?
Very exciting, a lot of motivation, and I hope it carries on.
Last thing, you got Chesterton coming up, then you're back home next week for Jimtown. What are you excited about for the rest of the season?
I'm really excited for the more home games. It gives us a lot more excitement, more pressure, but I know we're ready for it.
Absolutely, congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Rendell. Like we said, that is our boss, Mr. Rendell. He was up here working on stats, up with Evan. Daniel, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, apologies to our viewers. We had a little technical, miscommunication there. Your post-game interview wasn't up until about halfway through. That's okay. Mistakes happen, but we got it on there for you eventually. Thank you to Matt Rendell. Thank you to Millie. Did a great job again. She had 14 points to end the game. I said 13 a second ago. I was wrong. She got that free throw. So, huge game for the Cavemen. They get their first win of the season. They move on from 0-2 to 1-2. I should say improve, rather. So, always nice to get a win next to your name. Cavemen, go ahead. They win 44-37. I believe we may try to get an interview with Coach O, but before we figure that out, Cam, tell us anything else you got for us that you saw in this game that you think will help the Cavemen throughout the game, or throughout the season. Sorry.
You know, like I said earlier, that fluidity that we saw with the ball and just the great teamwork we've seen on the team. We talked about Betzer having that great teamwork here, just being super nice with all the girls and trying to make a mark for herself. All the girls on the team who are older trying to make a mark on themselves. Mark here with Mishawaka. You know, we're going to start stats here in just a second with Daniel. And I think that the stats have definitely shown the hard work that the girls have put on tonight. So, Daniel, you want to go over those with us?
Yeah, not exactly the greatest shooting performance here. Let's go ahead and talk about total points. Right now, we got Reese Brew. She finished with 7 points. She went 2 for 4 from 2-point field goals, at 50%, which isn't bad. 3-pointers, 1 for 3. She didn't shoot another one in the second half. She went 33% there. Didn't really turn the ball over at all. She had a steal, but she did commit 3 fouls, which is something you want to make sure you're not doing too often. Millie Mamalane, we already talked about her, didn't have a great shooting performance as far as 2-point field goals. She went 2 for 11, 18%, not the greatest. 3-point field goals, though, she went 50%, 2 for 4, and 4 for 6 from the charity stripe. So 66% from the charity stripe, not bad at all. Plus the 2 steals and only 1 foul, not a bad showing for Mamalenti. Now let's talk about Gracie Betzer, a freshman. Just starting off, she couldn't really get it going from 3, but her last 3-pointer was made. She went 1 for 6, 60%, but she did make that last one, and she was 1 for 1 on her 1-shot, 2-point field goal. So pretty good home debut for Grace Betzer. And now let's talk about Grace Madley before we head to Holly Shine. She went 3 for 9, 39%, or 33%, 2-point field goals, attempted 2 threes, but didn't make any. 8 rebounds, which is huge because Coach O was talking about how he wanted to get those rebound numbers up, and 3 steals. Now, rounding out the starters for the Cavemen. Holly Shine, 6 for 13, 46% on 2-point field goals. Didn't attempt any 3-pointers, didn't attempt any free throws. 8 total rebounds, 3 of them offensive, 5 defensive, and no committed fouls. So Holly Shine and the Cavemen starting 5 did a pretty good job. Laporte didn't do phenomenal, but one player we do want to highlight is Oheim. Oheim, she did go 0 for 5 for 2-point field goals, but she did go 3 for 8 with 3-point field goals. Ended up scoring a total of 12 points with 2 rebounds and a steal. So I believe that's going to do it as far as stats. Now I'm sure you guys have had enough of hearing me talk. That's going to do it here for this one. We got a broadcast tomorrow. It's the regional championship. Myself and Evan Lynn will be on the call. Mishawaka versus New Prairie. Mishawaka, their football program is hungry for a regional championship. That's what they'll be fighting for tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7:30. Go ahead and check that out on ihsatv.org. Once again, me and Evan Lynn will be calling that game. Cam Stokes will be on the sideline. Make sure to go follow her Instagram at Cam Stokes Photography, where she posts all the pictures she takes for football, basketball, volleyball, whatever other event that she's at. That's going to do it, I believe. Thank you very much to our crew, and thank you to the viewers for watching. That's going to do it for this matchup between Laporte and the Mishawaka Cavemen, Mishawaka girls basketball here on the Mishawaka Network.